Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Bloom Outdoors. So if you guys have checked out some of my other videos, I believe it was probably the very first video I made with this truck. I put a remote starter kit on it. But with that being said, I guess if you guys have seen the remote start video I put on my other truck that I used to have, you would know I put a StartX remote start on it, which would be this brand right here. StartX remote starter kit. Anyways, I had no issues with that one at all. So I guess if you guys want to see that video, it'll be linked right up here. That's for, I think it's going to be your 09 to 14 or either 11 to 14 F-150. Not 100% sure. I don't really remember. But I talked about with this truck, this is a 2018, and I talked about how the remote starter I have for this truck is not very good. It works maybe 80% of the time. I'd say it works most of the time, but the last like week, it hasn't worked a single time at all. And it's really just hit and miss. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. So here just pretty quickly, I'm just gonna go through, unplug the old one and get this new StartX one put in. I don't really remember the link or I guess the brand of the original one I put in here. I know it wasn't this brand though. It was some off-brand one that was a little cheaper. Seen some other people run this one. I figured I'd just as well go ahead and upgrade to something better that hopefully will now work every single time, because having this other one on here for probably 14 months or so now, not the best. Like I said though, it works most of the time, but for the times it doesn't work, it's pretty annoying. So looking at all the connectors and everything with the new one, it looks like it's pretty much going to plug in the same way as the other one does. It's pretty much just the plug on the back of the OBD2 port. So it'll be one of these two. You just unplug the plug in the back of the OBD2 port. This T-harness is going to go in there and plug in. That's pretty much all there is for actual install, and then after that it's just programming it. I have the instructions here, but I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through that anyways. But first thing is first, pretty much we have to go ahead and rip out the old one. So we'll kind of get up under here. I'll probably grab a light or something and we'll check out what's going on back here. Because yeah, it's pretty dark, so nobody's really going to be able to see anything. But we'll just go ahead, get this figured out, get the old one ripped out, and put the new one in. Alright, so we got a light going so far. Well, I got the light or whatever. Got the stuff unplugged from the bottom, just kind of following it up. I really don't remember how any of this stuff works, but it looks like we have our control module box here. And I think for some reason I just zip tied it all the way up here. I really have no idea why, but for some reason I did. So I think just cut that, and then I think we're pretty much free of everything. I think we should probably be good with that, because there is all of our crap from the old one laying right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put back up in here and then get the new one figured out. So I was right about that after all. That was pretty easy to take all that apart. It was pretty much just this connector that goes into the back of the OBD2 port, and then we just have this box as our control module, and for some reason I zip tied it up there super high up. And so this is pretty much going to be the same way. Looking at the instructions, it looks like pretty much this is just going to plug right back into that same exact spot that that one was plugged in at, and then from there is the actual programming part of it. Alright, I'm not really sure what you guys are going to be able to see here. I kind of got two lights going on, but pretty much it's just going to be this guy from the T-harness. It's going to plug into this. So you hear that click, and then this guy is going to plug right back into the back of the OBD2 port, and then you hear the click. Then literally for actual install, that's it. We're just going to plug in the little programming device now and then just follow the steps of what it says of holding a couple buttons. Alright, so we're going to try this view out. I've got the little programming device right here. Got the instructions in front of me, so it's going to be pretty simple here. Basically, there's going to be a programming button on your little device, which should be the button right here. You can maybe see that. Press and hold the programming button with your finger, still holding it down. Connect the black connector. And I'm not going to have much room to play with it, but it looks like we have a white connector and a black connector and then some kind of blue connector. First thing we're gonna do then, we're just gonna pretty much hold the button on the programming thing, so that's where my thumb is at, and then you guys aren't really gonna be able to see this because I don't have a good view at all, but there's a black connector right back here, and we're gonna go ahead and plug that in. And then it says the blue, red, yellow, and blue and red LEDs will alternate, which it's currently doing. And then when only the blue LED is lit, release the programming button. So I gotta wait for just the blue light to pop up. Can maybe try and show you guys what it looks like here. Not sure if you can see it here or not. Okay, just the blue. Release my finger. Okay, so we're on just the blue LED. The blue should stay lit. If it doesn't happen, then unplug the black connector and restart to step 1. The blue LED is lit, so we're good there. And then insert the remaining white connector. So we got the white connector, we just plug that guy in, and the connector for that is on the other side of the programmer. So there we go. That plugs in. And then they have 2 different options. So if you have the push to start option, then they tell you what to do in the instructions here. It says for the push to start vehicles, press and release the push to start button to turn on the ignition. Then wait for the blue light to flash, and then press it again to wait for it to shut off. But it says for the regular key vehicles, which my truck is since it is an STX, it says turn the ignition to on, wait for the blue LED to rapidly flash and consistently, whatever, that's weird wording. Okay, but we're just going to turn it on, and this blue LED is going to flash really quickly, and then once that happens, then it just says turn the ignition off, and the blue LED will turn off. So let me try and get a good view. I can try. So there. Okay, so it's rapidly flashing, and just turn the ignition off. It says the blue LED will turn off. That's it, and it says your module is now successfully programmed. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the key out. I'm not gonna zip tie anything yet. I'm just going to let it sit here just like this. We're gonna go ahead and close the doors and try and start it and see what happens. Another thing I wanted to note with this system real quick too before we kind of end off the video and I show you guys this stuff. It says to trigger the remote start, you press lock, unlock, and lock. So right now, well, not right now, the old one I had was lock, lock, lock. So you press lock 3 times in a row and it'll start it, at least for when it would start. That's what you would do. But for this one, it's gonna be lock, unlock, and lock, and the horn shouldn't go off at all. And then the proper way to shut off the remote start is by pushing the brake. So you want it to shut off, get in the truck, hit the brakes. And turning the key to on and then off does not totally shut off the remote starter. Turning the key on and off may cause the remote starter to start the truck again. So if you want it to shut off, come in here, hit the brake, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead, get the door closed though, on both sides, and we'll try this out. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out. It's gonna be lock, unlock, lock. Okay, so as you guys could tell, it did work, but it kind of took it a second, which I thought was a little weird. So I'm not really sure why it's like that, but for some reason it is. But overall, it ended up working. It turns out you can hit the lock, unlock, and lock again, and it will shut the truck off. So by doing that, you can turn it on and turn the truck off. I'm gonna start it again, and I'm gonna get in the truck and see if that brake thing that they say works. So lock, unlock, lock. I just think it's kind of weird how long it takes it. You have to wait almost 5 seconds for it to turn on. You should just hit unlock, get into the truck, and yeah, you can hit the brake and it'll shut off. I just think the only thing, I guess, is how weird, I guess, or whatever you want to say, like how long the delay is for it to actually work. The other one I had in, it took maybe 2 seconds. This one's maybe like 4 seconds. So the other one had some kind of a delay, but this one kind of overall still is longer. But I'm hoping that this one will end up lasting longer than the last one that I had, and you know, actually work for me and not decide to stop working after like 6 months and then, you know, work for a month and not work for a week kind of thing. Overall, I hope we got that fixed. So I think pretty much all that should be left is just kind of zip tie up the controller here, and then I think we should be good. All right, guys, so there we go. Pretty much got it all done. Got everything zip tied. The kit came with about 10 zip ties. I only really used 2 of them. Zip tie all the wires together and then zip tie them to something else up in there just to hold it up. I did not put it in the same spot as I put the last one. Couldn't tell you why I put that there, but for some reason I did. No idea why I put it up that high. Pretty much there was some wiring up and to the left, and I just kind of put it over with that stuff. Now that we pretty much got it installed, I'm just gonna try one more time kind of thing and make sure it works again. I don't know, just cause why not? Just kind of double check, make sure it works. So we'll go lock, unlock, lock. With it now. So as you can tell, it kind of takes a minute for it to actually turn on, but to shut it off, it's actually pretty quick. It kind of does it right away when you do it. I don't think it said in the instructions at all, but I would assume it's the same as most remote starts where it ends up shutting off after 15 minutes. That's how my other one was, and factory remote starts, that's how those are too. After the vehicle runs for 15 minutes, then it'll automatically shut it off. But yeah, so I think that's kind of about it for the video. Don't really have anything else, I guess. There's gonna be a link for it down in the description below. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much gonna be it for the video. Like I said, if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, then drop a comment down below. Let me know. Can't wait for it to get warmer out and not so cloudy and crappy weather outside, so that way we can put the old fat boys back on, the old fit girls for the wheels. Got some other cool things happening too. Got a couple things sent in the mail. I kind of just need some more time to install them, but I went ahead and did this one today because again, it only took maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. Really doesn't take that long at all. It takes more time, honestly, to film the video and edit it and post it and all that than it actually does installing this. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much gonna be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about this light bar. I think it looks pretty sick. If you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you go check it out. It was probably 3 videos ago or something like that. Overall, I think it looks pretty sick, other than that stupid piece I had to cut. That kind of looks trashy. Other than that, it looks good. But yeah, that's what it looks like. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much about it. So as always, thanks for watching another video of Bloom Outdoors. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.